Okay, the groups are out, and anyone that's American should probably be very happy. We gotten a very I don't want to say easy group. There's never an easy group in the World Cup, right? And this is the picture that Fabrizio Romano posted. We got, let's say, a group that we should 100% go through, and we should top it.
Yeah, at home, we should top that group.
So for anyone that doesn't know, we have in our group Paraguay, Australia, two teams that we should defeat at home. And then the other one will be from the UEFA playoffs, which it could be Turkey, it could be Kosovo. I think Romania is the other one. And what's the last one, Pete, of the four?
It's so it's going to be Slovakia, Turkey, Romania, or Kosovo.
Okay, all beatable opponents. I guess Turkey is the favorite out of all those. They have some really good players there. Possibly facing Arda Güler and Yildiz here in the United States. Very likely it'll be Turkey. But even so, out of the European nations, when you take into account that we might face Turkey, this is a tier 2, tier 3 team in Europe. We were handed a wonderful group. So look, while everyone's tuning in, make sure to drop a like. I'm going to put a quick word from the sponsor of this video. We're going to talk about every single group, not just the United States, because I thought Mexico also got handed a very easy group, and so did Canada. We'll talk about that in a second, and we'll talk about Scotland too. They're not in such a good group from their end. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Drop a like. We'll be back very soon. We finally have the groups for the largest sporting event in the world. That'll happen in the United States of America in 2026. And attending these games can be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, which is why today we are partnering up with SeatGeek. Now, I obviously won't be able to attend the United States games because I'm going to be covering the national team, but I will most certainly try to catch a Brazil or Spain game, possibly Argentina, to hate watch. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed in the app, including concerts, sports, and festivals. And I'm sure that you have used SeatGeek before, because I have. Plus, I have a special discount for you. Get $30 off any World Cup tickets when you spend $200. Just use the code Tactical Manager. It works for new and existing users. Hit the link in the description so the code gets auto-applied. Make sure you click the link in the description and the code will automatically be added to your account so you can use it later. That is $30 off any World Cup tickets after you spend $200 with the promo code Tactical Manager. Thank you very much, SeatGeek. Okay, and hopefully that helps you guys get yourself a discount with the tickets. Okay, so Ghost Card is saying USA better win the group. I think we should win this group too. I think that should be the goal. Me and Pete talked about this before, how many different scenarios you can't come in with the expectation of winning the group, right? Because it really depends on who you have placed there. But when you see this group, the United States must top it. But Pete, before we talk about the US, because this is not a stream about the US, let's go group by group and not really give a prediction, but more or less talk about the most relevant teams based on what we cover. Like, for example, Group A, Mexico. Group C, we'll talk about Brazil and Scotland. Group E, we'll talk about Germany, Ecuador. So let's start with Group A. Group A has Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, a lot of teams from the South for some reason, and then UEFA Pot D, which, if I'm not mistaken, that was the one with let me check here. Do you remember which one is Pot D?
I'll pull it up. Go ahead. I'll pull it up now.
The World Cup qualifier. I got it here. What are your first thoughts on Mexico's group?
Relatively easy. Not guaranteed anything because South Africa has been good recently. Didn't South Korea beat Mexico as well in the recent friendly, or was that a draw?
I think they had a draw, but it is a friendly
draw. Yeah. And then UEFA B is Uzbekistan. No.
I got it here. Oh, it's Denmark, North
Poland, Albania, Ukraine, Sweden.
No. It's D, right?
It's Mexico's. Oh, I filled it by accident. My bad. Yeah, go ahead. D.
So it will be Denmark, North Macedonia, Czech Republic, or Republic of Ireland. Very likely Denmark, but again, it's one-off playoffs. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I would say Mexico has the obligation to go through, and just like I said about the US, they're playing at home. They're going to be playing the Azteca. They're going to play the games in Mexico. It's not until the knockout rounds that eventually you move all the games to the United States. Mexico should top this group.
They should. They should. I mean, Korea could, but Mexico's playing at home, right? Yeah. So you have to consider that as well. Playing at home is different.
So, and would you say South Korea is the clear favorite to advance in second, or the European if it's Denmark? It's a tough one, right?
Could be Denmark. Denmark's a very good team, also,
The thing
right?
I don't want to do is I don't want to underestimate South Africa, right? They were, I think, this cycle they were pretty much one of the only teams to defeat Morocco, and we saw it in the Club World Cup, right? Madami, whatever, Mandanamani, whatever they're, or I forgot the name of the club they sent to the Club World Cup. They look pretty good. They look
Yeah,
competent. So South Africa is not a national team we follow very closely, but they're probably not a powerhouse. We would have known by now, but they look like this might be the best generation they've had. So I don't want to underestimate them either.
yeah.
Um,
And Denmark could be very tough if they go through.
I would say Mexico's group is
Medium.
balanced.
Yeah.
Everyone can beat everyone in that group.
Yes. Agreed.
Now, let's go to Group B with the other host nation, Canada. And everyone, I'll go through the super chats towards the end of the stream. Let us cover every single group first. Group B, Canada, UEFA Pot A, which is Italy, Northern Ireland, Wales, or Bosnia. So, very likely Italy. No guarantees because Italy has been a little allergic to World Cup the past 8 years, but Italy. Qatar, the host nation of the last World Cup, which was the worst performing host nation of all time, but they have won the Asian Cup twice in a row somehow.
Yeah.
And then Switzerland, a team that is a tier 2 European team, but never easy to play against.
I think
Never.
Switzerland tops this group
I think they're the
if
clear
it's not
favorite.
Italy. But even
Yeah,
then, Switzerland could.
I would say if it's Italy, which is very likely, Switzerland and Italy, it's pretty balanced. Can go either way.
Qatar is finishing fourth. I don't think they have a shot here.
Yeah, and if it's Italy, I would say Canada are the clear favorites to finish third.
Yeah. If it's
Canada
Italy,
could get grouped,
Switzerland,
dude.
and Canada,
They could get grouped.
who, Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they lose to Switzerland, Italy, and they don't thump Qatar, they could get grouped.
Yeah, I think they could get grouped.
But I think Qatar will be dead last in this group. I don't think they have the firepower to do anything.
So I would say Italy and Switzerland would be the clear favorites. Qatar will play in transition like they normally do, and we'll see how that goes. I think they still have the same players too, Akram Afif, the same guys that we've seen in the Gold Cup. We've seen them in the World Cup. Sorry, it's not a good team. For Canada to advance, they have to trash Qatar so they get those goal differentials up, the goal differential up, because they'll finish in third place if they trash Qatar, and then they have to try to pull a draw. They have to get the 4th point. So
Yeah, they need a 4th point, which
yeah,
is doable. A draw against Italy or Switzerland is doable.
yeah, they're playing at home. I mean, that's some advantage, right?
Yeah.
But I would say compared to Mexico, Canada's odds look worse.
Yes. Canada's
Um,
tough. They have a tough group.
yes. Group C now. And for Group C, I want to just put a quick plug here for Brazil before we continue. If you want to see exclusive coverage of the Brazilian national team in English, we have another channel. The link is in the description. The handle is Chapéu Football. We'll be covering Brazil there. So I'll have a group analysis out on Sunday. So if you want to, go subscribe to that channel, Chapéu Football, if you want the coverage of Brazil specifically. In this channel, it's going to be mainly obviously we'll cover everything, but it's going to be more focused on the United States, obviously. But if you want Brazil, go to Chapéu Football. Link is in the description. Pete, I'll let you go first because I'm a bit biased in Brazil. And then Group D, we're both biased for the U.S. But Group C, Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland. First thoughts.
It's not the group of death, but it's the closest to it, I think, or very close, because Morocco's a very good team and Scotland's a good, tough team to play. They might not have world-class players, but they have a few very, very good players, whether that's Andy Robertson, or Scott McTominay. They have a lot of good players. Even Che Adams is not a bad player. And they're very good at making it tough for opponents. And so I don't think it's the group of death. I think Haiti finishes last here, but I think either Morocco or Brazil could top this.
Yeah, and the thing with this group is what we said, the 8 best third place teams advance. So very likely Brazil, Morocco, and Scotland, they're capable of beating Haiti 3, 4, 5 goals, right? They should be. Even Scotland, that is a team that's more of, they don't have the quality maybe that Morocco or Brazil will have, but they could beat Haiti very easily with that. The question is, can they pull one more point against each other and then see how things go? Because Scotland could trash Haiti, and then if they lose to Morocco and Brazil, they're very likely out with 3 points.
Yeah.
There's
They
there
can't lose. They need a draw somewhere.
exactly. So I if we go based on just logic, past World Cups and all that, Brazil and Morocco advance. And I know people are trashing Brazil a lot lately. I don't know if you agree with me, Pete, and that's where you can push back. I think Brazil is a good one for you to push back if you disagree. I think people are underestimating Carlo Ancelotti a little bit. This is an experienced coach that's been around the block, knows the Brazilian players, knows how to play cups, and he likes to keep it simple. And I think when push comes to shove in the World Cup, this is a very dangerous Brazil side under Ancelotti, regardless of what we've seen over the past few years.
The problem is that since Ancelotti's gotten there, it hasn't gotten much better,
It
right?
got better. The defense got way better, for sure.
But they haven't looked like the turnaround that you would think under Ancelotti. Do you think Neymar goes to the World Cup?
That's a great question. I'm actually working on a video at Chappelle Football for that. Um, Sometimes I think yes, sometimes I think no.
Hmm.
He has a messed up meniscus. He's going to need surgery again. I don't know if you heard of that. And he's
I did
playing on
not
a
hear
torn meniscus, and he's leading Santos to save them from relegation. He's playing on a very bad Santos team, and Neymar has actually been quite good, which is no surprise, right? No one really ever questioned his quality. They question more commitment, injuries, and things like that. I think Neymar goes.
You think he goes?
He'll be a
Okay.
backup.
If
He'll be a
anyone can
backup.
manage Neymar's personality, it's Ancelotti.
Yeah, I think he'll be a backup, but he'll go.
Hmm.
I
You
think
think
he'll
he'll be
accept.
okay with being a backup?
I think he'll be okay with it. He wants to go. He knows that's the way to go, and Ancelotti would not treat Neymar the way Portugal treats Cristiano, where you go, you have to start him. I think Neymar goes. I don't think he starts. But
Hmm.
think about it like this, Pete. Even if he's not at his best, if you're down 1-0 or tying and you need a late goal, do you want to put Neymar or like Anthony?
Probably Neymar.
Yeah,
The
he'll.
question is, does he cause problems in the dressing room? That might be the issue.
I think he might not. I think, and like you
He's sort
said,
of like Gio Reyna for the US, where it's like if you need a late goal, maybe he's not a starter, but you bring on Gio Reyna over Christian Roldan all day, every day.
gives you higher odds, right? And
Yeah, higher
I
odds.
think I think Neymar will be in the World Cup. I think Ancelotti will talk to him, and we know Carlo Ancelotti. If there's someone that can handle this, it's him. He's
Hmm.
probably the best guy to handle that. So I'm going with that. So I would say, but here's the thing I want to say about Group C. Normally, we go into a World Cup and we say Brazil needs to top their group. Almost every World Cup. Well, that always happens, actually. Brazil always. I don't think it's the case here. I don't think they're
Hmm.
the clear favorite. I don't think even they're the favorites to top the group. I think it's Morocco.
I agree. Morocco
I,
depends because, and I'll say this, they have a very good team, but they're playing under the microscope now. They were a non-entity last time. No one thought there's no pressure on Morocco last time. Now, because of their own performances, they kind of have this weird pressure to do well, I think. So it depends how they handle that.
you're right about that. We've seen that before with many teams where when they are the underdogs and there's no pressure because whatever you accomplish, they thrive. The moment there are expectations, things change. And we know at least Brazil, they can manage expectations because they always have
They're
expectations.
used to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll have Brazil going through. I think Morocco and Brazil will go through. The question is Scotland. Can they pull a draw against Brazil, Morocco, or even win, right, to go through? And to your question of Neymar, I think he goes. I think he is playing well in Brazil. Just to make it clear, the narrative that he's washed when he plays in Brazil, he is playing well. It's just that he's playing for a very bad team, but he is doing well. Um, Group D, we kind of briefly talked about it. United States, Paraguay, Australia, and then a UEFA team from UEFA Playoff C, which can be Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, or Kosovo. I want to say, out of the host nations, the US got the luckiest group, in my
But
opinion.
now we are under pressure because we're playing at home. You have to win these games, and we are the favorites in this group. You're playing at home, and you are technically probably the best of these four groups. I know it's close with Paraguay. I know it's close. But if you look at the rosters and the lineups and we're playing at home, the US is now the favorites in this group, which comes with pressure, which means opponents can just sit back against you and you have to break them down. So that's going to be interesting to see how we handle that pressure.
But let me ask you one thing. Regardless of the draw, I firmly believe that any group we landed, At worst, we would have one opponent that we were not the favorites. If you look at the pots and everything, at worst.
Agreed. Yeah.
So the players should be ready for this.
Yeah. I'm
I
just
think
wary of like, oh, for sure we're going to get through. I want to believe, but at a World Cup, every time they're like, oh, for sure this team is getting through, they don't. So I'm a little
well,
wary of that.
I want to put this here real quick before I go through the other groups in the Super to say you're not the favorites. Turkey or whoever goes through will be the favorites. We're not saying we're the favorites to top the group. We're saying we're one of the favorites to go through. Like even if Turkey goes through, and you consider them favorites against the U.S., I think the U.S. should go for the win against Turkey. Second place still advances. And we just
Yeah.
beat Paraguay and Australia in friendlies, and we should beat them at home. And if we play Turkey at home, the expectation and demand from the fan base of the team should be to beat Turkey.
Yeah. And
I
also,
think,
we did lose to Turkey before the Gold Cup, but that was our C team, and we only lost 2-1. I think it would
mhm.
be a very different result if it was our A team.
Yeah, Turkey, it's more about like you stopping Yildiz and Arda Güler. If you can get those two out of the game, they will struggle against any team. That's the thing. If you can keep those two out, there you have it. And everyone, if you kindly could right now drop a like in the stream. We only have 200 likes, which is such a shame. It makes me kind of embarrassed that you guys haven't done that. It takes like a second, okay? And if you guys um, get us to 1,000 likes, Pete will start an OnlyFans account. He told
That
me
will
that.
not happen.
Pete, just go with it. Just go with it. Pete, this one actually definitely you go first on this group. Group E: Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. Thoughts?
I think Germany got a good group. I think
Yeah,
Ivory Coast can be tough, and Ecuador can be tough to score on, but they don't score a lot of goals. And Curacao, let's be honest, they're just happy to be here. Like they're not. Are they going to get a single point, Curacao, in this group? I would be surprised.
I think the thing with Curacao is there's two things here. There's a lack of quality, no offense to them, and there's
Yeah,
also a lack of experience in the World Cup. While
yeah,
Germany, Ecuador, and Ivory Coast have been playing World Cup for a long time. So
yeah,
I think this is a group where here's the thing. I think Ecuador, they can figure out their offense. They can top this group. I can see them holding Germany scoreless.
yeah,
We've seen
yeah,
that in World Cup qualifying. Playing in a new depends on also where the games are. If it's in a hot place, Germany's
yeah,
screwed.
yeah.
Um, I would say the top two teams in this group to me are Ecuador and Germany. I think Ecuador could top this group. Ecuador will get out of this group. I am very convinced of that.
I
Ivory
believe they
Coast
make them.
depends on how they do in the third place. Germany
Yeah,
won't get grouped this time around. They did in the last World Cup. They won't.
no,
Curacao, it's one of those teams that if they can score a goal or two and possibly pull a point, I would consider a successful World Cup. They should just be happy to be here. Congratulations to them, by the way, for
yeah,
qualifying.
it's huge.
But yeah, they have a lot of the dual nationals, right? From Dutch, like tier 2, tier 3 dual nationals from the Netherlands. But I think Curacao is here just as like almost like a tourist. Just have a good time.
Yeah,
Group F, we have Netherlands, Japan, Tunisia, and UEFA Pot B. UEFA Pot B is Ukraine, Sweden, Poland, and Albania. So Sweden, Poland, Ukraine, all decent teams. Albania is actually not bad. I think Silvinho is still coaching Albania, the Brazilian coach. This is an interesting group, very balanced, and I have one of my World Cup dark horses here, Japan. I think Japan tops this group.
I am very curious how they do against the Netherlands, especially. But I think they're the two big ones here. I think Tunisia depends who goes through in UEFA, but I think Tunisia and them are fighting out for a third spot. I think this is Japan and Netherlands, and I think it's very close. I think it's very close.
Might come down to their
Netherlands is
bench.
also not what they used to be. Van Dijk is kind of on a downward. Like last time, Netherlands built their they built their entire thing on the defense last World Cup. The defense is not what it used to be, though.
And then also the other one for it is Tunisia. I fully expect Japan to defeat Tunisia, and whoever the European team is. Like think about it this way, Pete. The last World Cup, Japan had Germany, Spain, and they had Costa Rica. And Costa Rica wasn't that bad. Like they got worse now, right?
Yeah,
In Japan, when they played their best players, they for some reason they rotated against Costa Rica. They managed to defeat Germany and Spain. I
yeah,
think if I had to put, and also just to add, Memphis Depay is playing Brazil, very good league, obviously Brazil, better than the Eredivisie in my opinion. But
yeah.
He's been okay for Corinthians, in my opinion. Hasn't been great. I watch Corinthians quite a bit. They're Palmeiras' rivals. He's been okay. It's not going to be the Memphis Depay we saw in the last World Cup that Greg Berhalter was like salivating all over him. It's like, oh, I wish I had a Memphis Depay for the
I
United
know.
States. Remember that?
It's ridiculous when
Yeah.
Pulisic had more Champions League goals than him.
Yeah, and he just and Berhalter's just in love. But I think Japan tops this group. And I like Netherlands odds, but I do think the UEFA teams that are coming can give them a run for their money. Whether it's Sweden, they have good players, Isaac, hopefully in the World Cup, Poland, Ukraine. These are tough teams to beat. So I'll go Japan as the best team of Group F, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Group B, in my opinion now, and sorry guys, I'm saying my opinion a lot. Obviously, what I'm saying it is Group G is the least interesting group in this World Cup. Group G.
I
Could
think
you make
Egypt and Iran could be a very interesting
no?
matchup just for
But
the
look at
fun.
this, Pete. A dying Belgium golden generation. Egypt with Mo Salah still good but past his prime. I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah.
Iran, that we don't know if like their fans are not going to be allowed in the World Cup, for example. So you're just not going to have Irani besides the Irani Americans. And then you have New Zealand, which is one of supposedly supposed to be one of the punching bags of the World Cup. This is by far the least interesting group in the 2026 World Cup, Group G.
This is the group cupcake.
This is just the group shit.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
I mean, look, and I was gonna say, oh, Belgium has to go through. I mean, Egypt can top this group. I would say it's probably between Egypt and Belgium to top it. Iran probably might get out. They might because they might beat New Zealand. I can totally see Iran pulling a draw with Egypt or Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about this group. It's the worst. You can just remove it from the World Cup. No one would even notice.
Yeah.
So let's go to Group H. Group H is actually an interesting group. And I'll tell you, do you want me to tell you why, or do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
All right, let's start with Group H. We have Spain, that's a title contender. They're placed in the same group as Saudi Arabia, that defeated the previous World Cup champions. The only team that defeated Argentina. That's a storyline on its own. Lamine Yamal's first World Cup. Uruguay is self-imploding under Bielsa, but at the same time, I don't think we're going to get that version of Uruguay in the World Cup. I think they will fight for this country, their country, and they will play well. And then you have Cape Verde, that might be a punching bag of the World Cup, but it's simply an incredible story. They qualified for the first time, one of the smallest nations to ever do so. And one fun fact, I don't know if you know that, they speak Portuguese. Did you know that? You did
Yeah, it
know
was a
that.
Portuguese colony.
You're a cultured guy. I forgot about that. This group is it's not really a group that I have any dog in this fight or that I care too much in terms of how the outcome goes, but it's an interesting group. Obviously, Spain are the clear favorites to top it, and Uruguay, as long as they don't self-implode, they should get second. Even though we have Saudi Arabia, they're led by Hervé Renard, right? Hervé Renard is in charge of Saudi Arabia.
He's back. He's
The
back for
best
more.
looking coach in the World Cup, right there.
He's there to get the middle-aged women excited. That's all he's.
Yeah. Gonna get a lot of 40-year-old, 50-year-old women interested in Saudi Arabia, but not because of the players, because of the coach that looks like a Bond villain. Spain tops the group, right? Should be.
Yeah, I can't see it any other way unless Bielsa figures it out with Uruguay and they exceed expectations. But the Bielsa arc is not that. The Bielsa arc is it gets worse as time goes on, and they could even implode at this World Cup. Doesn't feel like the players believe in him anymore.
Do you think Saudi Arabia can finish ahead of Uruguay? I think it could happen.
They beat Argentina last time. Hervé Renard has World Cup experience now. You never know.
Can you look up the FIFA Interconfederate playoffs? What are the teams that are in group of Oh, actually, I have it here. I found it. Never mind. So Group I now. We have France, the current runners-up of the World Cup, and they won 2018, so they made it back-to-back finals. Senegal, always a tough team. Norway, a team I'm very interested in following along this World Cup. I mean, Erling Haaland there. I'm assuming Martin Odegaard will be healthy by then, I think.
Hopefully.
And a good supporting cast. A team
No,
that
they do. They have a lot of players playing in the top 5 leagues. It's not just Odegaard and Haaland.
It's just that Haaland is a freak of nature, and he'll get goals almost every single game. And then the other team is from the playoff round, which is Suriname, Bolivia, or Iraq. I'll tell you one thing, Pete. Suriname, Bolivia, or Iraq. How many goals is Erling Haaland getting in one of those opponents?
Oof, a
Hat
lot.
trick.
Yeah, easily. Look, they have defenders like Hegem plays for Bologna. You've got Julian Ryerson. He plays for Dortmund. Even that guy Berger who plays for Fulham, right? Thorsby plays for Genoa. Norway is a lot of top 5 league players. Even Alexander Sorloth, who plays for Atletico Madrid.
He's
That's
good.
another great player.
He's the
Yeah.
backup of Haaland.
Yes. Well, he plays with Holland sometimes on the wing. Antonio Nusa plays for Leipzig. Wolf is there. He plays for Wolverhampton. This is not a scrub Norway. They beat Italy 3-0. It's not just Holland plus 10. It's a very good team, and I'm really happy we didn't get them. This
Yeah,
might be more the group of death than Brazil, honestly.
yeah. Well, the problem is like the one that's going to qualify from the interconfederate playoff. It's going to be a bad team, right? It's going to be Iraq, Bolivia, or Suriname. So, but again, when you expand the World Cup, these things happen.
Yeah, but I mean
Every
Brazil got Haiti, right? So it's like
exactly. The odds of you getting a punching bag in your group is pretty high when you expand it to 48, and apparently they want to expand it even more for future editions. So,
oh my god.
they just want to get China and India
They're
in the
trying to
World
get China and India to a World Cup, let's be honest. And Indonesia also. Indonesia is
Indonesia, China,
huge.
and India in the World Cup, and
That's
maybe
gonna get
Italy
really
back. Maybe Italy back.
finally, Italy. Dude, if Italy doesn't qualify for this World Cup, I think it's over. In the sense that we can't call them a world power anymore. If you miss 3 World Cups in a row, you're not a world power.
No, they're like I was gonna say Nottingham Forest that won like the Champions League and were in the EFL Championship, but Nottingham Forest got better last season, and they're crap this season. But anyhow, Group J, the current champions, Argentina, which I'm gonna say it, even though a lot of people are not gonna agree with me. They're a worse team than they were in 2022, right?
Yep.
Messi can still win you a game, but it's still not the same Messi.
Like, can he
Um,
win you 8 games? I doubt it.
and on top of that, no more Di Maria, which if people forgot about that, he was kind of important in the final, Di Maria.
Yeah. Yeah.
No more Di Maria. Messi ain't the same. Otamendi is gone. They obviously still have great players. They have Lautaro there. They have Julian Alvarez. Mastantuono is coming up, even though he's still going to be very young. Enzo Fernandez is still there and hitting his prime. So,
Romero.
yeah. So they have really good players still. And this is still a team that finished first in World Cup qualifying in CONMEBOL.
But they're also still playing DePaul, right? And he's 31 and playing for Miami.
Yeah.
He's not who he used to be. You know what I mean?
I think Argentina, they'll 100% get out of this group. I mean, they were handed one of the easiest groups in the World Cup. Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. We talked about this. Austria is one of the weakest European teams that's going to be in the World Cup. And then Jordan, Algeria. Argentina should top this group with 7 to 9 points, probably 9 points. But I think
Yeah.
they'll be the biggest disappointment. I think this is an Argentina side that very likely will fall in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I think they'll be very good in the group. Guys, we're not saying they're cooked. We're just saying Argentina is not the same team they used to be.
Yeah, and you guys can disagree all you want. I think they will lose. They'll lose. I think to the first title contender they face. They can beat anyone.
Yeah.
They'll lose that. And I even think that if they play Brazil, they'll lose to Brazil in this situation. I think this Argentina, even in 2022, let's be real, they weren't the best team in the World Cup, right? They weren't. They won it, but they weren't.
I'd say France was better. Yeah.
Yeah, France was better. But again, Argentina should fully top this group, and then Austria is a pretty good team. Ralf Ragnick is still in charge, isn't he?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I would say Austria is probably the favorite to finish second, and then Algeria in third, and Jordan likely to finish last. Group K, Portugal, FIFA Interconfederate Playoff 1, which is let me see, it's Congo, Jamaica, or New Caledonia. So very likely between Congo and Jamaica. I hope Jamaica makes it, man. I hope Jamaica's there.
I want Jamaica there. That would be fun.
So Portugal, supposedly Jamaica, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. Not that easy of a group. Uzbekistan is actually not a pushover.
No. No, they're
Colombia's
not.
good. And I guess Jamaica would be the pushover if they make it.
Yeah.
What do you think of Portugal, though? It looks like they're going to ride with Ronaldo.
They play better without Ronaldo. When you watch Portugal without Ronaldo, they're better without him, but they cannot seem to stand up to him and say, listen, you're a bench player. Ronaldo's going to go there and he's going to want to start. And that's going to be a big problem for Portugal because he's selfish and it's all about him and it's going to ruin team vibe. It's going to ruin team chemistry. It's going to be a big problem if they bring Ronaldo. I mean, they're still going to be good with Ronaldo. Don't get me wrong. I just think they're not a contender, a World Cup contender with Ronaldo on that team. I think without Ronaldo, they could be a semi-finalist at least.
I think they're contenders without him. Like, look at the
Yeah.
midfield for starters. João Neves and Vitinha from PSG. You
Yeah.
have also players that like Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes. The
Yeah.
defense of Ruben Diaz, Nuno Mendes
Yeah.
on the left back from PSG, good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You do have like Rafael Leão coming off the bench. You have Gonzalo, what's his name, the center forward from PSG too. Ramos, right? Gonzalo Ramos. There's a lot of options from Portugal,
Yeah.
which I think that if you get the whole to be better than the sum of its parts, Portugal is a title contender, but I don't think they will be with Cristiano Ronaldo starting. Now, imagine if you have Ronaldo off the bench. You need a late goal, you put him in. I think he'll still be very good with that. He's still Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes. If he's okay with being a bench role player and supporting the team, they'll be fine. But if they bring him and they start him because he can't bench Cristiano, I think it's going to kill team chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like they even if people don't remember this, they actually benched Ronaldo last World Cup because it wasn't working.
Yeah, they did.
That's 4 years ago.
He's going to be 42, right? At the World
Yeah.
Cup?
Yeah. Ronaldo is good for certain situations. You need a late goal, send him in. He won't feel the pressure. He might deliver. You penalty shootouts, put
Penalty
Ronaldo in.
shootouts, yes.
He's not feeling the pressure. And if he can embrace the bench role and become a leader, I know the players admire him. So I think that Cristiano Ronaldo needs to go to the bench, but again, that probably won't happen. Uzbekistan is not a pushover team. I know a lot of us like to make fun of Uzbekistan, but this is not a weak team. And Colombia is a team that if you're in a bad day, they'll light you up like 4-5-0. We learned that the hard way last year in the United States.
Yep.
Now, Congo, New Caledonia, Jamaica. Jamaica, if they make it to the World Cup, I don't expect them to get out of this group. I'm sorry.
No, but their fans are going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, the vibes. We just want
The
Jamaica for
vibes
the
are going to
vibe.
be immaculate.
Yeah. And then last but not least, a poetic group, right? Group L. We put England in Group L. It just had to be. It just had to be England. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Ghana ain't the Ghana that used to be that we saw in 06, 2010, 2014. That's not the same Ghana. Panama hasn't looked good, even under Thomas Christensen later. They struggled to qualify in CONCACAF without the US, Canada, and Mexico. So those two games, England should win.
Yeah.
And then they play Croatia, which is a tough team. Now, obviously, this is an aging Croatian side. Like, they're still very good, but you're not getting prime Modric anymore. You're getting a good Modric. We're seeing it with Milan. He still has it, but it's not the same Modric. I say England has to get like 7 points at worst in this group.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think Croatia are the clear favorites to advance in second. The question is who finishes third between Panama and Ghana. That I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's all for the groups, Pete. Is there anything else we should add here?
I think that's it. I guess group of death is either we said it. It's either Brazil's group or France's group, and group shit is Group G.
Would you say that expanding it to 48 killed the group of death?
Kind of, because the fourth place teams make it very hard to have a group of death.
I think when you go to previous World Cups, because we only had 32 nations, we didn't really have a group shit. If you go back, there was never a group that you looked at. Almost every group had a team that had a shot in winning it. There was always a semifinalist. So there was never a group shit. And there was always a group that you would look at and you're like, oh, crap. That is the group of death. There's no doubt. Now, this World Cup with the expansion, having 12 groups of 4 and some teams that are not so good, there's a clear group shit, which is Group G. And there isn't really a group of death. Because even the Brazil one that you said, like if you finish in third with a lot of goals scored in your favor, you're going to advance, and Haiti's in that group. It's like it kind of killed that off. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be chaotic. Fellas, the World Cup has started. In an hour or two, I'll do a live stream mainly focused on the U.S. men's national team with Adam. Pete's going to go to work, so he won't be available. You guys drop a like in the stream. Help us hit 1,000 likes right now if you can. Just it takes 1 second. Just hit a like right now. We're at 800 likes. And let us know in the comment section of this video once I close, which is the group of death, which is the group cupcake, which is the group that you're the most interested in, and do you agree with us that Group G is group shit? The World Cup has started. We're going to do a lot of coverage at 11 Yanks and Tactical Manager TV, also at Chappelle Football. Remember, that's where I'm going to cover Brazil. And that's all for today. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys for hitting the like button, and we'll see you guys very soon. Bye, Pete.
All right. See ya.